everyone, so I'm here to make my 34-week midwife's appointment video. I made this video yesterday, but I was wearing a pink strapless top, so it kind of looked like when I was trying to edit the video this morning, I was like, I look like I'm naked in front of the camera. I'm not gonna put that on YouTube. So I have to do it again. Basically this appointment was just a normal checkup, but they took more time for me because of the emergency appointment I had on Thursday. Now if you don't know what happened on Thursday, I suggest you go watch my 34-week pregnancy vlog. Because I do talk more in depth about what happened. But basically, just to cut it short, I started having preterm contractions. And they were basically, they call it like engagement contractions over here, because it helps the baby get engaged, or maybe it's getting engaged and that's why you're getting contractions. And they're not stopping. They're just like, I have a couple of them every single hour, I guess. And some of them are painful, some of them are not. And sometimes I just get a very menstrual cramp feeling. So they did want to talk more about that during this appointment. And she just did the first random checkups, like my weight, which was up again, which was a good thing because last time I actually lost weight. My blood pressure was perfect. My urine still contained a little bit more sugar than they would like to see, but that's been going on for weeks, so they're not really too worried about that. However, during the when she took my blood pressure, she realized that I have a very irregular heart beating, which none of them noticed the entire pregnancy. And I did have an irregular heartbeat when I was like 14 or 15, and I had a full year of like panic attacks, hyperventilation, faintings, in and out of consciousness. It was like a real, I don't know. Back then they kind of put it all on changing hormones. And they did gave me an EEG back then just to make sure it wasn't my heart, and they did find an irregular heart beating at that point, but nothing to be concerned about. So my wife is not concerned about it right now either, as long as I take it easy, because she's yeah, it could lead up to a lot more serious things than just getting dizzy, being sleepy, and if you walk too far then your legs feel like gel. Ooh, excuse me. So if I walk too far, my legs feel like jello. Like they're not gonna hold me. So that's basically what's been going on with. That's probably the reason why I experience all those symptoms, is because of my irregular heartbeat. And so that's something we need to keep an eye on, and that's why my appointments will be every week instead of every 2 weeks. And we talked a little bit more about the contractions I was having. She tried to make me like explain them a little bit more while she was feeling for baby, and at that point I started having one, and she was like feeling around, trying to like get a good feel of how my stomach was reacting and how the baby was reacting. And basically they are like they're the contractions you have before you have like useful contractions, I guess. I don't know how else to explain them. Like they do something, but they like don't trigger your body to actually go into labor. So right now they're just keeping Logan like completely engaged, and they might even like change my cervix, which I didn't check because they think it might trigger something. They might do it next week. I'm not really sure. But basically she told me to take it easy, especially with my irregular heart beating and the contractions and whatnot. So she basically advised me to start on my maternity leave like right that day, which was possible because my maternity leave was supposed to start last Thursday, and I decided to keep on working because I kind of felt like I could. So apparently my body was thinking something different. And then we kind of just went over my birth plan. And that was awesome because every single time she was reading a piece of the paper, she's like, awesome, totally agree on that, you know, perfect. So basically she, or the midwife's office, because she speaks for all the midwives at that point, totally are backing me up on my birth plan. I will make a separate video about what's exactly in my birth plan. But they were really happy, and she basically said like, this is everything where our midwife's office stands for, so it's perfect. So I was really happy and pleased to hear that. And then we kind of talked about like, what if my contractions change, or what I could do if they get too painful or whatever. So basically, if I go into labor anywhere between now and 37 weeks, I would just have to call them and let them know that my contractions have started, and they will meet me at the hospital and they will transfer me to the clinical midwife from the hospital. Because they won't stop contractions anymore, or they won't stop labor, that's what I have to say. And if I go into labor after 37 weeks, they're going to do the labor. So right now it's just a waiting game. I personally don't think it's going to happen like today or tomorrow. Right now I have my mindset at like half of July, like, so just like maybe a week or so earlier than I'm actually due. I don't really think, I don't know, I don't really have a feeling that the contractions at this point are doing something, because they're not. They're just keeping him in a certain position. So I don't really think it's like doing anything. I'm kind of curious to see what it does to my cervix right now. But they might check it next week, they might not. It just depends on how everything goes. And that's basically it, what was all happening during my midwife's appointment. So they gave me a list of things to pack for the hospital bag, which is exciting. It makes me feel like it's all getting really real and really close. So that's, yeah, I'm just really excited to meet the little man. However, I would like him to stay for another 2.5 or 2 weeks and 1 day right now, because at that point, because that would put me in a time space where I could actually have my own midwife office help me instead of having to be helped by the midwife at the hospital, which I do not really like. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and if not, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye everyone.